Everyone, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. Today we're going to do some cottagecore upcycles. Now, if you guys are like, what's cottagecore? It's kind of like a romanticized version of like royal life. So, kind of emphasizing the cozy simplicity of like natural materials and a connection to nature. So, you're going to see me hit all of those points in today's video. We are going to grab the wood butterfly. I think the wood butterfly was a no-brainer. I'm going to darken that up with the darkened decrepit once again. Take a paper towel and then I'm going to buff that out. You can see how it darkens up that color because you'll see like everything in today's video is going to be kind of like not grungy, weathered. We'll say weathered. Taking that gypsy green once again, doing a messy coat all the way around. We're not going to touch the back though. And then I'm going to grab crinoline and do a dry brushing just to make it look a little bit more worn and distressed here. I'm going to grab some liquid patina, and then this paint and lay is like a scrap from a new sheet. So this isn't a used one. So you'll see the difference when I pull this one back on how vibrant the paint inlay is versus the ones that I've used a couple times. So this is after it dried and I'm pulling it back. You see how vibrant that is? So that's what you'll get with a brand new paint inlay. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and dry that. Again, we clear it after that paint inlay is totally dry. I'm going to take one of these beautiful split spindles that my dad gave me, and I am going to cut that down, and we're going to use this as the middle, the body of our butterfly. I'm going to take some Type-On wood glue to attach that. Isn't that so stinking adorable? You guys, if you're enjoying my content, help your girl out, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so now we have this. I'm going to call it a cabinet door. It's a sign. I think it was from Hobby Lobby. I got it from Savers for $3.99. I'm going to take my crackle medium from Folk Art and I'm going to put this over the entire cabinet door. I'm going to call it a cabinet door. Now, I put it all over because initially I thought I was going to do one color on the outside and the inside and another color on the inside. However, the color on the in the middle is just perfect on its own. So I didn't end up touching that. So I'm taking my petticoat pink. I am trying my hardest not to go over my paint strokes over and over again because it pulls up that paint and then makes it look really like, man, not that cute. So once that dries, like I said, I decided to keep the middle, which kind of sucks because now it's shiny, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to glue that. I think I might put some nails into the butterfly as well, just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm going to now take my dark wax. I thought that the pink on here, although crackled, looked too bright, vibrant, clean. I don't know. And then our butterfly was like very distressed and grungy and weathered that it just didn't go. So I decided to grab the dark wax and then put that all over the outside and like the inside of the frame. And this one is one of those that I feel like I could have taken another step and put like maybe some cup hooks so somebody could hang like teacups from, or even bigger hooks on the side. But I was proud of myself because you guys know I always am extra. And I was like, no, just leave it. Just leave it. If somebody maybe wants to add that, they can. But it's a beautiful sign on its own. So I just left it. That was very hard for me to do, you guys. But I left her as is. All right. For this one, you guys, are you noticing a theme? I am taking all of the stuff that has been sitting in my basement, like on the floor forever. I'm taking that and I'm trying to upcycle it. So I had all of these books. I got them at a garage sale at my old house for like 50 cents. I have 9 of them. I'm going to put these book stacks in stacks of 3. I am taking the pages off, and I promised you guys I would never hurt like a vintage book, but these were bound to end up in a landfill. So let's put them to some use and turn them into some decor. So for this book stack, I am taking this doily, and this one's going to be like rustic farmhouse, okay? And we are going to take some hot glue, and I am going to hot glue that onto one of the spines of the book. Then I'm going to take a tablecloth, and I'm going to cut this down to size. And happy accidents, because I randomly just cut this like, really wonky. But as I put it on, it looked really cool because see how it like cascades like up the back of the book? See that? I thought that was so cool. So I take my hot glue gun once again, and I'm going to take that silicone spatula. Now, when I do something like this that's lacy, I put the thinnest bead of hot glue down so that I don't have it pushing through the fabric and making it look fugly. You know what I'm saying? So after I do that, for the middle spine, I'm going to take the Sprigs stamp. You guys, I've never used this one before. What was I doing? I do have it in stock. I'm going to take some brown ink, and I'm going to stamp that on the spine of our middle book. Oh, this looks so good, you guys. Now I'm going to put them all together. I'm going to grab some Dollar Tree twine. I'm going to wrap that around my book. Now, at first I thought I was going to like lay it down, but then I was like, no, because I feel like you don't get all the glory of the spine of the book, which is like the main wow factor, So I ended up changing the twine to go on the spine. I'm going to tie it in a bow, add this little key. These keys are in my Amazon store link in the description box. And then we're going to tie it in a bow. I decided that upper right side of the spine looks so bare. So I grabbed like a little part of the baby's breath here and just stamped that on. And then we have our next stack. I'll show you the stacks at the end, okay? I'm going to take the Butterfly Masterboard decoupage paper. Unfortunately, you guys, I think I am out of stock on this, but I will be placing an order soon. So I decided again, I wanted this to be spines up instead of laying down. So I wrap my decoupage paper around it so that I get a feel for the size. Then I'm going to glue my books together. I think I glued the other books together too. I'm almost positive. I'm going to lay the book on the decoupage paper, and I'm going to wrap it around. So I put my liquid patina on, and y'all put a healthy coat of liquid patina because these pages suck that stuff up. They just suck it up. They drink it. So I did have to go back and add more. Then I'm going to go towards the spines, and again, a healthy, generous coat of that liquid patina. And I'm going to like pull the decoupage paper as I'm putting it over the spines because I want it tight. I don't want there to be air bubbles or anything. And I'm going to press that down. Then I'm going to go and do what is going to be the back, I guess, of our book. So after I do that, I do clear it again with the liquid patina on top to seal that paper in. And I decided to rip the excess paper off. I decided to do this because I didn't want it to look pristine. I wanted it to look older and weathered, and this gave me like definitely the look that I was going for. So I ripped those off, and then I'm going to take a craft knife. I'm going to cut the paper in the middle of the spines. I do get some liquid patina to kind of like press that paper back down. Taking some twine once again, I'm going to wrap it around and tie it off. I'm going to take these 3 butterfly resin castings. I did restock the Monarch mold, you guys. Y'all completely sold me out on that IOD release video, but I did get more. So snag them now. I'm going to paint them in bohemian blue. And then, because you guys know I am bougie, I am taking these gemstones. I don't know what they're called, crystals, rhinestones. I bought these after doing that paintbrush because I was like, I want to do so much more. And then I remembered it and I was like, let's make these butter girls, butterflies fancy. So on each butterfly, I'm going to do a different like coordinating color to the decoupage paper. So I did some yellow, these like bright green ones, and then on the last butterfly, I did some black and some crystal clear gems as well. I stuck an old clothespin in there that was wrapped with lace. And then I'm going to hot glue my butterflies to this book stack. And you guys, this came out so gorga. I have a thing for butterflies lately, I guess. But let's see how they turned out. So here is our kind of like rustic farmhouse. This was a great way of putting books that have been stacked in my basement to some use. I could sell these. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And I'm sure y'all have like the Danielle Stills, books in your basement somewhere. So take those out, start crafting. I don't know if you're going to read them again. And here is the butterfly book. I'm obsessed with this one. Look at that. And I love the front because I did not paint any of the pages white. So the book in the front says book 1 and you can see it through the decoupage paper. See it? Book 1. Oh, this is the right stuff. You got the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay. At first I thought I was going to have to spray paint this because of the petals, but I soon realized it was actually super easy to paint because all I had to do were bend those petals back and it was so easy. So I'm using Petticoat pink for this. I'm going to do 2 coats of Petticoat pink all the way around. Once that is dry, I'm going to take Sandy Blonde. It's a beautiful tan color, and I'm going to coat the middle of the flower with this. I'm only doing 1 coat. Don't even care if it's full coverage because we are going to put something over that. And now I'm going to take the little bit that's left, like a dry brush, and just kind of brush the middle of of the flower petals to give them a little distressed look here. I'm going to go into all of these random used paint inlay pieces. So these are pieces that I have used on previous projects. You can use paint inlays about 1 to 3 times, but every use it'll get lighter and lighter and lighter. So I am trying to utilize all of the pieces that I've already used. So I am going to cut those down to size, and we are going to put these on the top layer of petals. So I am going to take our liquid patina. I'm going to put that down, spritz our paint inlay, and then I will lay that on our petal and smooth that on down. I will do the same thing for all of the petals. Now, I do want to say I have been using liquid patina to apply my paint inlays most recently. And I noticed when I go in for the second application of them and peel it back, it gives me like this textured paint inlay, which is perfect for the chippy, worn look. So now that I have all of them on, I spritz them with water once again, and I'm going to smooth those down with a paper towel. We let that dry. Then we saturate them again. Now, as I pulled up on these, that is when I noticed it almost looks like almost gummy, because you have to think liquid patina is like is a decoupage medium, kind of like a glue almost. So that residue is left on that paint inlay. So when I was peeling it up, I was noticing almost that like the paint inlay was kind of gummy, but it made for the most perfect looking textured chippy paint finish. I was so stoked on that. I don't know why it made me so happy, but it did. Now that we're done with that, I'm going to take liquid patina once again, and I'm going to take this, I guess we'll say applique. I just cut it off of a piece of fabric, and I'm going to push that down, and then I will get that liquid patina and put it over the lace of the fabric to make sure that is nice and adhered. I'm going to take this is my last little wood sign, you guys. I got this at the Goodwill bins. And last time I used one of these, this little clip popped off so easily. Not this time. No, it did not. It gave me a run for my money. I bent a lot of tools trying to get that off, but I got it off. So you could see like there's that little like round hole from where that clip was. Luckily, the flower totally covered it. So I'm going to take the wire off of the back. I'm going to save it because we're going to use that on another DIY in another video. And then I was able to just screw the flower on because there were like these little loops right there. So this made it so very easy to screw on. Now I put it a little higher up, one, to cover that hole, and then two, I wanted to put these little nails in. So these are antique nails that my girl Dee sent me. Thank you, Dee. And I looked at this as like, I don't know, like a towel rack, a jewelry holder, something like that. I didn't want it to just be a sign. And you can see I'm trying to give you the feel of what I was going for. I did clear this with liquid patina once the paint inlay was dry, but what a great way of utilizing that metal flower. And you can see like you can hang jewelry from it. I put a little hanky on there. What do you guys think of this first thrift flip mystery box flip? Don't mind me. For this one, I'm going to take this handmade picture. It's handmade. I hope she's proud of it once I'm done with it. It had a lot of flaws in it. There was a chip at the base of it as well. So I decided to take the fairy tale transfers. I have yet to use these. So I decided we were going to dip into them. I'm going to use these two florals right here. And I cleaned my picture in advance. Now, you can use transfers on rounded surfaces. Is it a little bit harder? Maybe. But I'm going to position this where it covers the chip on the base of this picture. That way it's not noticeable whatsoever. Well, I can't talk whatsoever. Now, with a rounded surface, you're going to see that I never take my hand off of the transfer. It is usually holding down the middle of the transfer as I'm working from one side to another. Now, is this transfer going to set smoothly? Not in all places. Usually where it rounds the most, you might have a couple wrinkles in your transfer, maybe a couple cracks. That is not a big deal, my friends. It still looks absolutely amazing, which you will see, because this transfer that I'm showing you right now, there were some wrinkles in like the pink rose, and you don't even notice it once it's done. So after this, you want to make sure to burnish that transfer very well, especially on glass. So I am rubbing that carrier sheet over. I'm smoothing out those wrinkles that may have been created, and I'm making sure that transfer is adhered and nothing is pulling up. I'm going to take that second transfer, it's the same exact one, and I wrap this one around the back. I'm going to hold it in place. If you're a beginner, holding it in place with painter's tape helps a ton. So highly suggest that. And then we're going to again start from one side and work our way other. I was kind of lucky because the transfer was just kind of releasing for me, so it made this part super easy. I'm also going to go back into this transfer book, and y'all, they had this one butterfly, only one. And it is so beautiful. I wish they would have just done like a page of these butterflies in different sizes. All right, so I put that on. Now to clear this, or I should say set it, I'm gonna take clear wax and I'm gonna buff it into the transfer. I'm not putting it all over the picture, just that transfer and pushing it in and making sure it's sealed. Now I'm gonna take a clean microfiber cloth and I'm just gonna wipe down that entire picture so you don't see like smears or it doesn't look greasy. And this turned out really well. Like you would have never thought that these are transfers. They definitely look like they were, is it printed, pressed on the glass? I don't know, but it looks like it's a part of the picture. Look there, you cannot see that big old chip whatsoever. I think it is whimsical, beautiful, would look great with some sprigs of florals in there, maybe even some baby's breath. But I mean, the transfer is beautiful and it looks vintage. The way that they did this transfer is absolutely stunning. Now an easy one here. I'm going to take one of these wood round, I don't know what they're actually called. They come from Hobby Lobby in their like wood pile section. And I'm going to take dark and decrepit liquid patina. This could be used as a decoupage medium. It could be used as a stain. It could be used as a glaze. So many options for it. Obviously, I'm using it as a stain because I want it to look older and match with the rest of our decor we're making today. Then I'm going to take gypsy green and I'm going to do a very messy coat. I still want that dark wood to come through. And again, using one of the paint inlays that I've already used on a previous project, I'm going to do the liquid patina, spritz my paper, and then smooth that on down. So you guys, the paint inlays might be pricey, but you can use them a couple times, especially if you're into the distressed look. It gets even better with every use. So I'm going to peel that back. And again, you guys, that kind of like gummy-ish thing. I don't know. I love it. I love it. Okay. Once that is dried down, I'm going to clear the entire piece with liquid patina. Make sure your piece is thoroughly dry before putting any clear coat on top of it. Now I'm going to grab my JB Weld. You guys, I finally remembered to pick it up. Okay, it's here now. And I'm going to, it's basically like a 50-50 ratio, and then you mix it for like 1 minute. I'm going to use that egg cup dish, and I am going to put it around the bottom of the dish. This is going to give us more stability. And then I'm going to put that right in the middle of the wood. And I thought this was such an easy way of making a little mini riser. So I wanted to show you how it looks on its own. That beautiful paint inlay, and you probably wouldn't think to put that with gypsy green, but it looks so beautiful. And then I wanted to show you just a little accessory on top of it. So if you're like wondering, tiny riser, what would you do with that? You can do this with it. So easy way of upcycling. Here is the metal candle holder. I was trying to, I thought about like all the different things that we could possibly do, but I couldn't think of many things. So I got crinoline, did one messy coat, and then I'm going to stipple the second coat on because you know your girl does not like streaks. And then once that is dry, I'm going to put in the bottom some wait, what am I doing? No, oh, I got to clear it. I'm using my DIY clear wax to clear the paint, seal it in, don't want it flaking off. And now I'm going to take some hot glue. I'm going to stick some floral foam in there. And then we're going to take some Spanish moss and we are going to fill that up. I don't fill it like super high or anything, just enough to cover our floral foam. And I'm also going to try and tuck it. So sorry, you guys. It's like pregnancy nap time. Okay, so I made sure to put some in the side so we don't see any of that floral foam anymore. And now I'm just going to take some Dollar Tree florals. Y'all don't skip out on Dollar Tree florals, especially like the ones like I'm using right now, almost like the fillers, because they're gorgeous. And then use some of the like regular flowers, because I think if you got a good base and you got the good filler, then you could really add anything to it. So as you can see, I mean, our theme in this video has been like pink, green, cream. So I'm going to add some of those creamy florals as well. And because I'm extra, you guys, I had to add more. So I'm going to take some resin pieces. One is going to be a bird. And then I'm also going to do like a lock. And after that dries, wouldn't be one of my videos without gold wax. So we are going to wax that bird up. And then taking one of these like scrap pieces from the florals, I'm just going to turn my resin piece around and I'm going to glue it to the back of the bird. That way we can stick this into our floral foam. So I stuck that one in there as well as the lock. And I thought this was not a bad upcycle for this metal candle holder. I feel like we come across these a lot. You might have some in your stash. I don't know, but I thought this was a great idea to turn this into something different, something a little bit more in this time period.